With the new Seek and Destroy update coming out soon, one change coming along with it is the reduction of multipath. Multipath, for those who don't know, is the phenomenon when radio waves reflect off the target onto the ground and back towards the radar, which tricks the radar into thinking the target's much lower than it actually is. In Warthunder, this used to happen at 100 meters off the ground, regardless of altitude, and now it's been reduced to 50. And from what I can tell, this change is widely accepted and appreciated by the Warthunder community, and it's pretty impressive to see Gaijin take hold of this feedback, which the discussion about multipathing didn't start that long ago. However, there are some that still think this change might not be as good as it seems, and some just don't like it at all. For myself, I really do like this change as a sim player. Flying low is something players have always defaulted to and sort of made radar missiles kind of pointless. And I think this change will incentivize players to fly higher and will probably make air combat in War Thunder a lot more dynamic and honestly a lot more fun, to me at least. The main criticization towards this change is that these Box 3 missiles that are being added are just going to be completely unavoidable, and players will just have a difficult time actually defending and notching against them and stuff like that. However, I would say no, it's not really that hard. In fact, in the background, I'll put up some footage of me actually defending against these missiles and showing that it actually works. And my main counter to that critique against the change is that I don't think ARB is necessarily situated that well for these missiles. With the airfields only being 100 kilometers or less away from each other, it doesn't take long before people can start shooting their missiles off. And I think if Gaijin makes a change to where you get more of the longer, much larger EC maps, I don't think that will be much of a problem, since players will actually have room to breathe or room to defend against these missiles. And this kind of reminds me of the tendency that new players have when buying a premium vehicle. They buy the new vehicle, they try playing it, they don't do so well since it's not that used to top tier air, and eventually they just start slapping bombs onto their plane and base bombing. They do that up until the point they actually reach top tier in the tech tree, and then when they actually try to use the aircraft they were grinding for so long to get, they completely shit the bed because they still don't know how to actually dogfight or do BBR. Kind of the same thing here. Players were so used to flying low, but now that that's no longer as viable, they don't know how to avoid these missiles. And with this, players are just gonna have to accept that the game is changing, and the way players play is gonna have to change as well. The old is no longer gonna work. You're essentially just gonna have to learn how to deal with these missiles, how to notch, how to beam, how to go cold and then recommit, and all of that. And I'll probably will do a video on what works best for actually avoiding these missiles. But anyways, let me know what you think.